Okay, this is a video on the topic of how authors end stories, in particular how they end them poorly when they do. So I'm going to go as long as I can, but my throat hurts a lot. If you've seen my story, yeah, so let's get into the video. In particular, Oshinoko is the thing that kind of got me thinking about this. It got the gears turning again. I had read the chapter when it had come out because I just wanted to see how it ended, because I kind of figured it was going to be ending soon with how fast the last act was going. And yeah, it ended pretty poorly. Like, from what I heard and kind of been able to glean from community sentiment, because I never really ventured into the Oshinoko community, it kind of seems the author did it somewhat spitefully. Like, didn't really like the series anymore, didn't really like the community, and that could be cause and effect. I haven't looked into that. But that seems to be a pretty common occurrence. It's like, it isn't like it happens every time, but it seems to be common enough that an author will dislike their most popular work and the community that crops up around it. Because I seem to remember that happened with the person who made Prison School. Like, that had a pretty notoriously bad ending because he just didn't like the fact that it was his most popular work, and he wanted he wanted to do other things, and that kind of seems to be the same case with the author of Oshinoko, where like wanted to do other things, did not like that this was the most popular work, didn't like the community that cropped up around it, and just kind of slapdashed an ending together, and also slapdashed the last act, so that way he could wrap it up quickly and then move on. Which honestly, with that descriptor, it reminds me of how the last season of Game of Thrones was handled, where Dan and Dave, I believe their names were, the showrunners. They wrapped up the final season in a hurry because they just wanted to move on to do other things. And it wasn't because the show was doing bad. In fact, HBO, in that case, wanted to do like 11 seasons, but Dan and Dave wanted to go do Star Wars movies because Disney had given them a contract. And, they ruined the end of Game of Thrones because they just didn't want to do it anymore. And in this case, it seems like he just didn't want to do it anymore. So he, slapped something together and then left. Which I brought up, you have Prison School that did the same thing. I've talked about the Earth Children series, which had done the same thing. And in that case, there was no need to make another book, but they did it anyway. I just don't understand why authors will desecrate their works, and disrespect the people who enjoyed it. Because, Stephen King has commented a few times about, books that he wished he didn't make, doesn't work. But he enjoys the checks he gets from them. There's still a few that he wishes were never put out, but he still likes the money. So I just don't understand it. Like, I get the serialization can make it more stressful instead of a one-time, thing where you make a manuscript, you give it to your editor, they send it to the publisher, and then bing, bang, boom, you get, checks every, month or whatever. So I get that's different, but still. Alright, I think I'm done. Yeah, I think I'm done because it's hurting a lot now. Alright.